My name is Juliana. I'm 31 years old, a graphic designer. I live in Florianopolis, and I'm single. Or I was until everything fell apart. This is the story of how I betrayed the person I loved most in the world, my older sister, Marina, by getting involved with her husband, Ricardo. It all started 3 years ago when Marina married Ricardo. He was 35 at the time, a civil engineer, tall with a neatly trimmed beard, brown eyes that always seemed to smile, and a calm demeanor, someone who solves everything without raising his voice. I liked him right away, not in a romantic way, at least that's what I told myself. It was admiration. He treated Marina like a queen. He brought her coffee in bed, planned surprise trips, and held her hand everywhere. I was the maid of honor. I gave a speech at the wedding, and I cried with emotion seeing them both happy. Marina has always been my role model. 5 years older, she practically raised me after our parents died in an accident when I was 15 and she was 20. She gave up college for 2 years to work and support me. She taught me to drive, took me on my first date, hugged me when my first boyfriend broke up with me. She was my mother, my best friend, my hero. That's why, when everything happened, the guilt destroyed me inside. The first sign came 2 years ago. Marina and Ricardo started trying to have a child. Months passed, nothing. Tests, fertility treatments, hormones that left Marina swollen, irritable, crying about everything. Ricardo was patient, but I saw the tiredness in his eyes. They argued more, small things. Dishes in the sink, bills, what time to get home from work. I was the person they both confided in. Marina would call crying, "He doesn't understand me anymore, Jew." Ricardo would text me, "Your sister is very sensitive. I don't know what to do anymore." I tried to mediate. I took Marina out for ice cream, listened for hours. I went to their house to help with dinner, stayed up late talking to Ricardo while Marina went to bed early because of her medication. That's when we started getting too close. One Friday night, Marina took strong medication and passed out at 9 p.m. Ricardo and I stayed in the living room watching Netflix. We drank wine. We talked about everything: childhood, frustrated dreams, fear of the future. He confessed that he felt like a failure for not being able to give her a child. I said that I felt my life wasn't going anywhere: relationships that didn't work out, a good job but without passion. At some point, our hands touched on the sofa. Nobody pulled away. He looked at me differently. I felt a warmth rising through my body that I hadn't felt in years. He whispered, "You're amazing, Jew. You always have been." I should have left. Instead, I leaned in and kissed him. It was a slow kiss, full of everything we'd been holding back. His hands on my face, then on my waist. We kissed for minutes that felt like hours. When we stopped, breathless, he said, "This can't happen again." But it did. For the next 2 years, whenever Marina traveled for work, she became a regional manager and was away 3 to 4 days a week. Ricardo would call me. Sometimes I'd go to their house, sometimes he'd come to my apartment. At first, it was just stolen kisses, intense caresses. Then it turned into everything. We made love like the world was going to end. In their kitchen while dinner was heating up, on my couch watching a movie, in a hotel in Balnear Camboriú on a weekend when we invented excuses to travel separately. He was affectionate, intense, knew exactly where to touch, what to say to make me melt. I had never felt anything like it. He said he loved me, that he had never felt that way with anyone, not even with Marina, that he felt alive again with me. I believed him. We planned a future. He was going to ask for a divorce after the fertility treatments were over. We were going to live together, travel the world, have our own children. I lived in this bubble of secret happiness and constant guilt. I saw Marina suffering with the hormones, crying because the treatment wasn't working, and I hated myself. But when Ricardo hugged me, I forgot everything. Until the day the bubble burst. It was a Wednesday. Marina had a trip planned to Port Alegre. She was going to stay until Friday. I'd been at their house since Tuesday night. We'd spent the whole day together. We made love in the morning, had lunch naked in the kitchen, and cuddled all afternoon. At 6 p.m., the doorbell rang. Marina had come home early. The flight was canceled because of a storm. Ricardo was in the shower. I was in the kitchen wearing only his t-shirt, making coffee. I opened the door. She looked at me. Looked at my clothes. Looked down the hallway where one of my sandals had fallen. Her face fell. "Jew? What are you doing here?" I stammered some stupid lie about coming to help with something at work. She came in. She saw the mess in the living room, our clothes mixed up on the sofa. She saw Ricardo coming out of the bathroom in a towel, pale as a sheet. I'll never forget her scream. She cried, screamed, threw things. She called me a traitor, a bitch, the worst person in the world. She asked Ricardo how long it had been. He told her everything. 2 years. She looked at me like a stranger. My sister, my real sister. How could you? I cried, begged for forgiveness, said I loved him, that I couldn't stop. She grabbed a suitcase, threw clothes inside, and left for our aunt's house. The next day, she texted only once. "You two are dead to me." Ricardo separated from his wife. Marina filed for divorce. Today, Ricardo and I live together. We've been trying to build something new since 8 months, but it's difficult. Every joy comes with weight. Every time he hugs me, I remember Marina's face at that door. I lost my sister, the person who raised me, who loved me unconditionally. Sometimes I get anonymous messages. It must be her or someone from the family calling me a homewrecker. I deserve it. I destroyed the family she wanted so badly. Sometimes I think about ending things with Ricardo, disappearing, letting them rebuild. But I love him too much, and he loves me. So we live in this limbo, with love on one side, guilt on the other. This is my confession, the whole story, without makeup. If you've ever betrayed someone you loved, if you've ever been the other woman, if you've ever lost someone important because of a forbidden love, maybe you'll understand a little. Maybe you'll hate me. Anyway, this is me now, Juliana, 31 years old, in love, and destroyed inside.